Welcome into CHGO Tavern Style. I'm Sean Anderson of CHGO White Sox.
And I'm Cody Delmendo of CHGO Cubs.
You could call us CHGO Bets. And, well, not really, because this is CHGO Tavern Style, presented by Salerno's Pizza. Head over to the Grand Avenue location and call 312-666-3444 to make a reservation today. It is the first day of March Madness. We got 2 play-in games tonight, a 10 play-in game, and then we got a 16 play-in, and then we got another 10, right? Or is it a 12?
Off the top of my head, I don't know.
No, I think it's a 10-10 again because it's Colorado State and Boise State, and those are both 10s. It's just weird. So now instead of playing in for the 12 seed, they're playing in for the 10 seed. They're still playing in for the 16 seed. We got those games on Tuesday and Wednesday, and then on Thursday, we'll be out at Circa Sportsbook out in Waukegan. It's going to be a blast. We're going to be starting at 9:30. We got a show at 10 to 11:30 with Greg Braggs Jr. for the start of March Madness. So come hang out with us in Waukegan if you're around. It should be fun, but today we're talking about the biggest upsets of March Madness. And Cody, I got a little question for you. What was the last tournament to not feature a 14 seed, 15 seed, or 16 seed winning a game?
The last one that didn't?
That actually happened, so
2008 maybe.
No, okay. Not it's not that ridiculous of a stat. But 2019. So they didn't play one in the pandemic, and there's been a 1-seed upset or a 2-seed upset or a 3-seed upset in every year since the pandemic. I don't think it's going to be that big. I don't think we're seeing a 1-seed lose. I don't think we're seeing a 2-seed lose. I don't think we're having a 3-seed lose. Do you think we're going to see that big of an upset? Do you think we're going to see, something readjust? I know you guys were talking about Kansas earlier on, but I don't think they got
They're a 4-seed.
They're a 4-seed.
Kansas is a 4-seed. They get Sanford. They're a popular upset pick because of the injury status of Hunter Dickinson and McCullers, right? And they haven't played well their last handful of games. They got murdered in the Big 12 tournament against Cincinnati without them both. Kansas is a massive question right now. They were a solid 3-seed, and then because of these injuries and not playing well down the stretch, they fell to a 4-seed. So Sanford I think is a popular upset pick among the people. But as far as like a 1-2 or a 3-seed losing, I look at the bracket and I'm with you. I don't really see one. I think the difference between last year, especially in this year, is I think you can point out 3 or 4 teams that are widely better than the rest of the field, and those are all 1, 2, or 3 seeds. You know what I mean? I just said like 3 or 4 teams, but the 1 seeds all look like tough outs to me this year, and even the 2 seeds I think are really tough.
Yeah, and most of the kids that were pre-pandemic have pretty much been filtered out. I think there's still some kids that are like 6-year seniors that are still around, but most of the like really experienced kids have kind of been filtered out, and it is a new crop of college players. So maybe we'll finally see some readjustments, because even looking at the 2 seeds over 15 seeds, there have been 7 2 seeds being upset since 2012. So the past 11 tournaments, actually, no, 10 tournaments, there's been 7 15 seeds winning. 2 of them happened in the same year. So at least 6 tournaments of the past 10 have featured a 2-15. So maybe one will still happen, even though one doesn't seem apparent. But if you had to lay your money down on the line, because this is CHGO Bets, what is your lock upset of the tournament first round? If there is one for sure lower seed over a higher seed, who are you taking?
Give me James Madison. James Madison against Wisconsin in the 12-5 matchup. Wisconsin was terrible in the month of February. They got hot here at the end of the year, made it all the way to the Big Ten championship, gave Illinois a decent run. AJ Storr is going to be an NBA player at some point, whether it's after this season or next season, I would assume. But James Madison ain't no joke. Beat Michigan State, first game of the year this year at Michigan State, so they've beat a Big Ten school. I think they can score with anyone. They're definitely a high-scoring team. Wisconsin doesn't defend like Wisconsin teams from the past that I know of. When I think of Wisconsin, I think of defense and just ugly offense. And this year, Wisconsin's offense was actually pretty good because of AJ Storr. But I just think Wisconsin is just on a huge upset alert here. based off how they played towards the end of the year, based off the fact that James Madison really doesn't have anything to lose. I think that James Madison can easily come into this game and win.
And you mentioned Wisconsin not being able to, play defense. Kind of surprising because their head coach's name is Guard.
Yeah, that's fair.
Sorry for my bad joke. I'm going to also go with a 5-12, and this is not really based on stats. This is not really based on, a Ken Pom rating. This is not based on certain players or a certain matchup. Hell, I mean, if you look into the stats, it seems like teams that really do turn the ball over a lot, like my pick, lose to Gonzaga. But there's one word, Cody, that defines and beats everything else. And I picked McNeese 300-1 to win the title. On Sunday, when I saw the bracket, I didn't give a shit who they were playing. I put a bet on the money line. I put a bet on the spread. First off, I think McNeese can cover 7 against Gonzaga. But I think the Cowboys are going to go out and win outright because of one thing and one thing only, and that's Will Wade, the son of Louisiana. He's about to lead McNeese to the biggest win in, college program history. And he's going to get a big job, or he's going to wait it out until he gets, the right job and just be a king in McNeese. But, Cody, there's one word, and one word only that matters. It's not stats, it's not offense, it's not defense. What's that word that matters in college basketball more than anything? You're a big what guy?
Vibes guy.
Vibes.
Yeah.
McNeese has the most unbeatable vibes ever. They have to get one win, okay? There's something about this team. There's something radiating from Louisiana, from the Cowboys, that just told me that I don't need to look at their strength of schedule. I don't need to look at their defensive rebounding numbers or their offensive three-point shooting, right? No, I just need to look at one thing and one thing only, and that's Will Wade. There's 4 letters in the first name. There's 4 letters in the last name. There's 8 letters total. I don't know what that means, but they're going to get a win. God bless. You know what? I knew what I should have said. Will Wade. WW. What also starts with a W? Win.
I like it. I agree. I think Gonzaga, huge upset alert here as well. They didn't even win the West Coast Conference tournament this year.
Right.
Like they got in as an at-large bid. They weren't the Gonzaga that we've seen the last handful of years. So
their best players from Wyoming. Their best player was playing at Wyoming for 2 years. I mean, he transferred over. Yeah. I mean, I get it. They got 4 people in double digits scoring points, and they're probably a solid Mark Few team. But I just don't think they have the juice. Gonzaga's really never, I don't think, been historically a dominant tournament team either. No. Usually they're pretty good in the regular season, and they have their opportunities to dance, but it really never comes to fruition. I guess Few's been a little bit better recently, but that's when he's had NBA talent like Jalen Suggs, right?
Chet Holmgren.
I don't think they have that guy.
The Nuggets now. I forget his name, but yeah. No, they
definitely will come to me.
They weren't the dominant Gonzaga team that we've seen in recent years this year. St. Mary's is the team from the West Coast Conference that fears me this year. They're also a 5-12 matchup. I think they win that one, but Gonzaga. I like McNeese. I like that bracket. McNeese and Gonzaga, and then right below them is Kansas and Sanford. I like Sanford and McNeese. Let's go win both those games.
Bulldogs and Cowboys. It sounds good to me. Cody, I forgot to do my job. We got to let you know that March Madness is upon us. Watch the big dance live at Salerno's on tap, located at 1201 West Grand Avenue in Chicago, or call us for carryout and delivery. Mention CHGO and get half off your pizza. Call 312-666-3444 or go to salernospizza.com. Cody, what's the pick of the day?
Colorado State -2.5 against Virginia tonight. Let's go.
We all silly like the mayor.